All right, it's 11 o'clock. Thank you, everybody. Lovely to see you. Let's begin the lesson. The first thing that I want to say, better let Caitlin Lilly in. Can't start without Caitlin Lilly. Thank goodness. All right, welcome. I'll make an announcement, first of all. Friday is always a big fun day. It's always a lovely day. Imogen, keep an eye on those people in the waiting room because we want them in ASAP. All right, so about Friday. Friday is going to be pet day. I love to see your pets. Your pets are great. So what I want to do on Friday at the end, right, in the last 5 minutes or so, is if you do have a pet with you and you want a screenshot, if you want a screenshot, so what I'm going to do is going to take a screenshot of each pet, and then we're going to broadcast that. So first of all, I have to have permission to be able to use the picture. And secondly, make sure your pet's comfortable. So don't like, pick up your dog and squish it into the camera. Make sure it's nice and comfortable. Let's get on with it. Now, this week, we are talking about bases. Do we alter bases or do we not alter bases? A base is the base of a word. It's like a Lego base, and on that base, you will put other parts, other word parts. Now, when you add a suffix that is an ending like ing or full or ed, when you add a suffix to a base, to change that base's meaning, sometimes you have to alter the base. Sometimes you have to change it. So we played a game on Monday to see whether or not we should alter the base. So we had a word like hop, and hop fit the pattern. Last three, CVC, consonant, vowel, consonant. And when you add a vowel suffix to a last three CVC word, you have to double the final consonant. Hop plus P plus ing. Hopping. Yep. So we did that. That's done. Now we're going to look at a whole bunch of other bases to see whether or not we should alter them. Dum, 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 bum. Are you ready? So on my board here, hopefully everyone can see this board beautifully. Get your pencils, get your paper, and write down these words. We're going to have 3 columns. So the words go in a column like this, and you need space, 3 spaces after that. So space your page out accordingly. It's going to go base, suffix, new. So your first base word is hope. Write it down. And when you're finished doing that, write dance. And when you're finished doing that, write this massive one, rehearse. And when you finish doing that, write this one, little. And then active. And then courage. Yes, I am waiting, Anastasia. Don't worry, I'm waiting for you to write these down. I'm going to give you a little minute or two to write these down, because you're going to write the new words in here after we add certain suffixes. When you're finished, give me a thumbs up. Give you 30 seconds. And guess what? If you haven't got to the end of the list, you can write them down as we go as well. So please, please don't stress. Plus, you can replay this lesson. That's a thumbs up from the Donnan household. Isaac's all done. Nice one, Will and Eliza. Wow, you guys. Thank you, Annabelle. I did try to make it beautiful, clear writing. My board writing's not the best, but we do the best we can with what we have. Lots of the Nichols family. Julia's there. Lovely stuff. Well done. You guys, whose name is the password. Cute. And Luca's ready. And the Tansley family. I hope you got your book. Look in the mail today. All right. So we're going to start. We're going to do the first word, okay? The first word is the word hope. I hope you're having a nice time. What do you see on the end? What's that last letter? Yep, that's E. That is E. Final silent E. What's it doing here? Let's review. What signal? What's its job in this word hope? If I took final silent E away, suddenly we would have hop, because final silent E is making the vowel say its name. Even though it's jumping over a consonant to do it, that's what it's doing. It's a signal to say oh, not oh. All right, very good, everybody. Lovely answers there. Thank you, Archer. All right, now I'm going to add a couple of suffixes and see what suffixes and see what happens, okay? So I hope, you hope, my dog hopes. Yep, so I'm going to add this suffix, S. My dog hopes. Don't write anything down. We're just playing about with it right now. Hopes. Yep, my dog hopes for a bone. He always hopes for a bone, and he hopes for a walk. Hopes. Do we alter the base? Or can we spell hopes H-O-P-E-S? Alter the base or not alter the base? Yes or no? Yes or no? Do we alter the base? Do we change it? Is there anything we need to do to this base, hope? No, nothing, because this is a consonant suffix. This is a suffix that begins with a consonant. In fact, it's just a consonant, okay? But it's a suffix that is not a vowel suffix. So do nothing with the base. So hopes will be H-O-P-E-S. That's not the one we're going to write down. How about this one? I'm full of hope, therefore I'm hopeful. There's our suffix full, meaning full of. And when you add the suffix full, it will remind you of the word itself, full, as in my cup is full. But my cup is full has a double L. When full is being the suffix, it loses an L. So, hope, full. Do I alter the base, or do I leave it the same? Hope plus full, hope plus full. Change or no change? What do I do? Well, is this a vowel suffix? No, it's got a consonant at the beginning. So when you're adding a consonant suffix to a final silent E word, you don't usually alter the base. You don't change it. So that's hopeful, but I'm not going to get you to write hopeful down, unless you really want to. What I want to write is this one. Ing. I am hoping that you understand this. Ing. Is this a vowel suffix? Is this a vowel suffix? This is a vowel suffix. It's a suffix that begins with a vowel. I is one of the vowels. Now, if you add a vowel suffix to a final silent E word, you do have to alter the base. What you have to do is remove the final silent E and replace it with the vowel suffix. So everybody write hope, then in the next column write ing, then in the next column write hoping, and I'm not even going to write hoping. I want to see you write hoping, because the formula is final silent E plus vowel suffix, drop the final silent E, replace the final silent E with the vowel suffix. What does hoping look like? I'm hoping you get it. I'm hoping you get it. Did you see what I did there? Oh, people are not just writing it in their books, they're writing it in the chat. You're right, you're right, you're right. Now, make sure you don't double this P, otherwise we've got hopping. Make sure you don't double the P, because that's a whole different thing. That's taking hop, last three CVC, and adding a vowel suffix. But this one, hope, what we do is that ing goes right over the top of that E. Hope, ing. Do you see how that works? So our new word is hoping. That final silent E disappears when we add the vowel suffix. So ing is our example vowel, is our example suffix. Oh, and I'm going to put that signal back. Hoping. Did everyone get it? It's the same for hoped. Yesterday, I hoped that you were all well. Vowel suffix. Replace the E. Hoped. Good, good, good. Okay. Next word. Dance. I love to dance. What's the E doing there? Got final silent E again. This time, it's making the C say S. Otherwise, that word would be dank. It's the C train. You're absolutely right, Archer. Clever human. Exactly. Now, that's what it's doing. But if somebody who dances for a living needs to tell us what they do, they say, I'm a dancer. One who does. I'm a dancer. Is this a vowel suffix? Yeah, it is. So we would replace the final silent E. Dancer. You see how that works? Same with this. Is this a vowel suffix? Well, yes, I think we've established that this is a big, strong vowel suffix. Dancing. So our, oh, and even danced. So our example word is going to be dancer. So is our vowel suffix. Write dancer in your last column. Dancer. Beautiful. Nice one, Grace. All right. Dancer. Now, the reason we're taking a lot of time to do this is because I want you to be able to look at words that are not just bases, but words that have got prefixes and suffixes. And I want you to get used to breaking them down, like a mechanic breaks down the engine of a car. I want you to be able to take words apart like that and see where the boundaries are, see where the base begins and ends, see where the prefixes and suffixes begin and end, because it's really, really good for you. It's good for your fluency. It's good for your understanding. It's good for your vocabulary. It's good for everything. So this is all practice in being able to do that too. Great. All right. Let's do this one. Huge word here. Rehearse. We need to rehearse for the play. Otherwise, we're not going to get our lines right. Has anyone ever rehearsed? Yep. To rehearse, to practice something, to go over it so that when you're actually doing it in front of an audience, you don't make any mistakes or you make less mistakes, right? Rehearse. It's got final silent E on the end. If we took away final silent E, that could easily be rehears. Yep, he rehears something, he hears it again. So final silent E often has another job that we didn't go into in the final silent E chapter. And that's to make sure you don't look at this as the suffix S on the end of a word. See how that works? But anyway, final silent E, do we get rid of it or not? Well, let's get this suffix on there. If you rehearse, you go to a rehearsal. Oh, is this a vowel suffix? Yeah, it's a vowel suffix. It's got a vowel at the beginning. So what do you do? If it's a vowel suffix and a final silent E word, do you alter the base? Do you change it? Do you change it? Do you change it? Yes, of course you do. You take away the final silent E and you add the vowel suffix. Now, I know that going around schools, there's a kind of version of this called drop the E, add ing, but there's a lot more suffixes than ing, so you've got to be able to do it with all of the suffixes. You've got to be able to see whether it's a vowel suffix or a consonant suffix, and then you make decisions about that based on that. So everybody write rehearsal. How do you write it? Rehearsal. Has everybody written it? First syllable, re. Because that is a prefix meaning back or again. Then we've got hearse. An EAR there is making an ugly sister sound. Sorry, a wicked sister sound. And the big moment, do we keep the final silent E or do we take it away? Well, that's a vowel suffix, so it gets replaced by the vowel suffix. Rehearsal. Boom. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. All right. Next word, little. That's a hard word to spell, but most children learn it at school because it's a very, very common word. Very common word. Little. If something is more little than something else, so I have a big black cat and I have a little black cat, and the little black cat is called Oreo, and she is more little than Marvel, who's really big, right? She is, yeah, you got it, Ozzy. You're so good at suffixes. She's littler than he is. Can mean one who does, but it can also mean more. Oreo is littler than Marvin. Marvel, I mean. Is it a vowel suffix? I'll answer your question soon, Caitlin, Lily, and Bethany. Or Caitlin, Lily, I'm not sure. Means more. Sorry. So, do we replace the final silent E? Yes, we do, because it's a vowel suffix, right? Littler. And we've got a very similar suffix, meaning most. Est. Oreo is littler than Marvel, but the littlest cat we ever had was called Tiny Coo. Littlest. Very good. So, est. Replace the final silent E. It's a vowel suffix. So, little littler. Amazing. You guys are brilliant at this. Let's do the next one. Active. What's final silent E doing there? Why is final silent E there? What's it doing? Oh, you're quick, Nicole. If I took away final silent E, you would have an illegal letter. IJQUV at the end of a word they cannot be. So the final silent E stops the illegal letter from being on the end. Very good. Now the big question is, do we drop it? Well, if I'm listening and I'm putting all my energy and attention into listening, I am actively listening. Lee. Is that a vowel suffix? Actively. Is it a vowel suffix? No, it definitely isn't. It's not a vowel suffix. So do we change the base? No, we do not change the base when we add a consonant suffix to a final silent E word. So I'm not putting it over the E now. I'm going to write active and then my suffix ly. Write it down. Active all the way to the end, and my suffix ly. Actively. These are amazing words, don't you think? And yet here you are understanding the structure of them. It's incredible. Okay. I'm going to put together a suffix that I don't have on my magnets just yet, but just to show you that it really depends on the suffix as to whether we alter the base. Say if I wanted to bring something, oh, ist. Oh, that's a really good one. That's a really good one. Ist, I've got ist up there somewhere. I was going to think of ate. If I bring something into a state of action, I activate it. Now, if I'm going to add active, I'm going to add ate to active. That's a vowel suffix. So how do you spell activate? That's right. You replace the final silent E. Or ist. Where's my beautiful ist suffix? The dog possibly ate it. Anyway, actively activate. You have to make a decision based on whether it's a vowel suffix or not. Love activist. Really good. All right. Last one. Courage. Courage. I love the word courage. Do you know where it comes from? The word courage. Do you know what courage is? First of all, let's define it, right? Courage is bravery. Courage is the feeling that you have, or the emotion or the state of mind that you have when you do something brave. So sometimes it takes a lot of courage to put your hand up and ask a question when you're not sure about something. I mean, all of you have a lot of courage because you ask questions at the end a lot. Yep. Courage. It comes from a French word, this beautiful French word, which I'm going to write. Where can you see it? Here. It comes from the French word cœur, meaning heart. Yep. And it's where also we get core from. Back in the old days, they used to think that we thought with our hearts rather than with our brains. They thought that the brain was just a cooling system for the body. Can you imagine? When we were still discovering everything about science and so on. So they thought that people thought with their heart. And so the heart really, really gives us an awful lot of words and phrases, both in French and in English, because we thought that was where we had all our thinking and our emotions. So if you have courage, it means you have, back in those days, heart. It means you use your heart to make decisions. So, courage, final silent E. What's it doing in this word? I'll have to look that up, Lucy. Etim Online will tell you straight away. G Train, says Archer. Yes, the E is making the G say J. If we didn't have that there, it'd be courage, right? But here's the thing. If you are full of courage, you are courageous. Courageous. That's a vowel suffix, isn't it? Right? But we have a problem. We have a problem. If the G is going to continue saying J, O is not going to cut it. The only three letters that can make G say J are E, I, and Y. And that's why when you write courageous, you do not replace the final silent E, because it's still doing its job. O won't do the job. And that's why courageous, advantageous, outrageous continue having the final silent E, even with the vowel suffix. So write that massive word, courageous. Courageous. Did you write it? You've got to write the whole word courage and then add your vowel suffix us. And you can't take away the E, or it would be courageous. Yes, Lisa, a lot of people think that love comes from the heart, but it actually comes from the brain. I know. A long time ago, we had it all kind of, we were still figuring it all out. We're still figuring it all out. And the brain was viewed as a cooling system for the body. That's why we have so many heart, even love hearts are supposed to look like a human heart, right? That's where it comes from. It's really interesting how, even though the scientific origins of all those words and phrases are not actually true, it still remains. It's amazing, isn't it? I love that. Courageous. Did everyone write courageous? Those are some big words, but now you've got the structure of adding suffixes to final silent E words. Do I alter the base? Do I not alter the base? Well, you have to think about it. Is hugest the same as courage? Well, yes, you take away, let me see now. Hugest, hugely. Well, here's the thing. The suffix that you're adding to huge contains a vowel that can affect G, whereas us, O-U-S, doesn't. So if you're adding us, O-U-S, to something, your mum's Lisa and you're Anastasia. Brilliant. Cool. Good to know. All right. Now it's time for some questions. And I know there was one in the chat that was a teacher question, so I'll do my best to answer this if I can. Annabelle, when teaching drop the E, would you just say E or final silent E? Well, it depends. If I've established final silent E and the children know what I'm talking about, then I could say E, I suppose. Depends who I've got in front of me. I like to reinforce final silent E though. All right. Sorry, we missed. What did the E at the end, D did at the end of rehearse? Well, if you're ever wondering what E is doing at the end of a word, a really good idea is to take it away and then look at the word in a new unit of time. So if you took away the E from rehearse, it could say rehears, right? He rehears something, he hears it again. So the E is saying, this is not a plural, this is not a third person singular. I know, it's complicated grammar. And we'll get there, we'll get there. So if the vowel suffix starts with an E for words like courage, drop the E, add the suffix. Yeah, if the suffix contains a vowel that will affect the preceding letter in the same way, go for it. What did the E do in active? You tell me, you tell me. If I took the E away, and always, if you want an answer to this question, take it away and look at it again. What did the E do in active? Are you allowed to have a word with a V at the end? Nope. So the E is stopping the word from ending with an illegal letter. All right. So do we have any out loud questions?
No.
Lots and lots of lovely, lovely questions in the chat.
We have another one in chat.
Now, what did the E do in active? Should we wear our Peter Alexander on Show Your Pet Day? Yes. And if you don't have Peter Alexander Jim Jams, wear any Jim Jams. You don't have to, but it would be really cool. And we're going to, at the end of the lesson, if you want, going to put your hand up, going to show us your pet. We'll take a screenshot of you and your pet in your Jim Jams, however you want to do it, but I have to have permission from your parents before I can use it.
Another question. Another
question. Can we bring a stuffy? Yes, you definitely can, Anastasia. Definitely. I would really like to, because they're pets too, right? That's one of my pets. Definitely bring a stuffy. Cool. And pet day is Friday. So on Friday after the lesson at 11:30, we're going to do the pet bit. So people who don't want to join in can go after they've done the lesson. And then we're going to make a gallery out of that. And I'm still looking for your pictures. I've got some lovely pictures, but not enough yet. All right. Wow, no voices today. Interesting. Interesting, interesting, interesting. All right. What were some of the other OUS words that you don't drop the E? I don't know. That's your research project. I do know, but you could find out. Oh, I mean, I did say advantageous and outrageous. That's true.
We have one.
I won't be able to show my pet on pet day. Can I show it on Monday? Yes, of course, Julia. No problem at all.
We have a few questions.
That will be fine. What's that?
We have a few hands up.
Oh, hands up. Right, Caitlin, Lillian, no, Nick, Zachy, you're up. He's first. What have you got for us today, Zach?
Wait, I forgot what I was going to say.
No worries, I can come back to you. No problem at all, all right? So what we'll do is we'll answer Caitlin, Lily, and Bethany, and then if you want, we'll come back to you. Does that sound good? Awesome. All right. Caitlin, Lily, and Bethany, you're up.
Right, okay. What does the suffix est mean?
Most. And it's easy to remember because most ends with st as well. There's a clue there. Most. So he's big, but he's the biggest elephant. The most big. Yeah, so it means most.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you soon. All right, now, Zaki.
Should I unmute him again?
Have you remembered? If you have remembered, then undo your camera and we'll listen to your question. Nope, that's all right. Sometimes the question just flies away. Sometimes you get the answer as soon as you've asked it. Who does that? Luca, do you have a question? Because you're doing an awful lot of turning your camera on. Question from Luca?
No.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, guess what?
We have one.
Oh, Lucy, go for it.
I can't unmute them.
Maybe you're both pressing unmute at the same time.
There we go.
Right.
Why do we not leave the E on words?
Because the E has a function, and when you add a vowel suffix, it often takes over that function, and we're economical. We don't like using lots of letters when we can cut down on the amount of letters that we use. That's another rule of spelling. use as the smallest amount of letters that you possibly can. So there's no point in 2 letters doing the same function. So the E goes, pew, off you go, when another letter's coming in to do that job. Does that make sense? That's an absolutely amazing question, Lucy. Well done. That was brilliant. Thank you. All right. Guess what? We've gone over again. But I don't mind. If you don't mind, I don't mind. But it's time to wave goodbye. And I'll see you on Friday. Bring your pets. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm going to use heaps of letters. Do it. Ready? Yeah.
Bye.
Tell me about SWA. You are.
The number. I forgot the number. I'll do it on Friday. I hate it when I forget. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.